Welcome to the Foster Friendly Podcast, where we come together to make a difference in the lives of children in foster care and the families who care for them. Foster Friendly communities are part of a nationwide movement by America's Kids Belong that helps people from all walks of life take action and help kids and families thrive. You'll hear from former foster youth, foster and adoptive parents, social workers, faith and business leaders, and other experts on how to engage in meaningful ways. Our hosts Brian, Travis, and Courtney explore inspiring stories of everyday people making a difference in foster care where they live and work.
I would say my fun fact is when my husband and I went on our first date, we started talking about kids, and I told him I wanted 27 kids. And obviously I was joking, but it was kind of a test to see if he'd really want a lot of kids, and he did not back down, and he didn't say no, and we're still together now. So
interesting. Wow.
Line in the sand. Okay, here it is. I think I heard this. The state tree in South Dakota is a telephone pole. Is that still? It's not many things have changed, but.
How old were you when you entered the foster care system?
I don't know the date that I entered into the foster care system, but I know that it was days after I turned 16. Part
of the difficulty that kids in foster care face is that there's so much uncertainty swirling around their life. Am I going to go home? Am I going to get bounced to another foster home? Am I going to get switched schools? Everything seems like it's always in flux.
And the business community does not think about foster care. It is not on their radar. They tend to think, when they think of social issues, they think of homelessness or addiction or mental health. Those are kind of the top three, I think. And they don't think of foster care, which is a pipeline to those three issues and a few others.
When we all say we're going to pour into these kids, and we believe as a community that when our children flourish, our community flourishes. And if anyone in our community is hindered in being able to do that, we all lose. And I think when we embrace that sense of connectedness to those children as part of our future and the flourishing of our own community, that's really powerful.
It's so hard to place 7 children together anywhere, much less, I've seen 4 even have a difficult time being placed together. Maybe 3 is doable, but over that, it's hard sometimes to keep kids together. So I just thought, gosh, no one's going to have room for them. And then just immediately, I'm telling you, like a bolt of lightning, the next thought was, you have room for them.
When we can have adults come into their lives to nurture that person, to help heal that person by giving them the support that they need, the encouragement that they need to find healing through the trauma that they've experienced, then they can kind of develop into this person that kind of not only has this great sense of empathy for people, not only has this great sense of caring for people, but then it can help launch them into being that person in their community that's helping others.
There's a great line by a writer that says, if you can't fix it, feature it. I really think that foster care in the space of what Foster Friendly is doing is this thing that it's just too big. It's too big for any one church, any nonprofit, any family, obviously. So I think this platform and this podcast, Foster Friendly, is the space to feature.
We really want to have action steps as well, whether that is fostering or it is how can you support homes like we've been talking about. So having those action steps to draw people to do something, to be that foster friendly community, whether you have an actual initiative in your area or anywhere you live, we can all do something.
So to paraphrase Mother Teresa, do your next small step with great love. So follow us. You might want to share this with some others, and the way that we're going to be able to help kids is for a lot of us to do small things with great love.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, will you help us reach more people by subscribing, sharing the podcast with a friend, and leaving a 5-star review? If you've been inspired by what you've heard today and want to learn more of how you can make a difference for kids in foster care and the foster families where you live, visit americaskidsbelong.org. We depend on individual donors to fund our work. We'd be grateful if you would consider joining us as a monthly donor. Visit americaskidsbelong.org to make your tax-deductible donation. Thank you. Together, we can ensure family for every child in foster care and a foster-friendly community to ensure every foster family feels loved and supported.